A very warm welcome to you, and thank you so much for joining our Homeopathy 24/7 podcast. We are going to be speaking to an array of international guests who will share their knowledge and experiences of homeopathy with you. We will discuss all types of subjects such as remedies, symptoms, and stories of health. No matter where you are with your homeopathic journey, we aim to inspire you on your quest to natural health and living. The podcast is brought to you by Mary Greensmith, the founder of Homeopathy 24/7, which is a global platform connecting you with a homeopath wherever you are in the world, 24 hours a day. So let's get started with today's chat. Please welcome Mary Greensmith.
Thank you so much for joining us today. It's so lovely to see you all. And I'm so pleased to be able to welcome Rachel Williams. Rachel, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, hello, Mary. Hello, everyone. I'm really happy to be here on this podcast. Now, tell everyone about me. That's a difficult one, isn't it? I'm a homeopath and I've built up a really busy practice. Now, I live on the Wirral, which is in the northwest of England, near Liverpool, which is where I'm from. And I've actually just got back from India. I've been on a little bit of an expedition. And I love going to India because I love their way of fast prescribing. So I thought perhaps you might like to hear a little bit of that.
Yes, absolutely, because it is so different, isn't it, from the way that we're perhaps seeing people in the UK and the way that in India they're seeing so much more pathology. They're working with the hospitals. They're seeing so many more clients a day.
Yeah.
How is it for you?
Well, you just can't compare.
No.
So I did my training, and I'm still actually doing my postgrad with Dr. Subrata Banerjee. And the college that I trained at is called the Allen College. Now, Dr. Subrata Banerjee and his son, Dr. Saptarshi, they have a teaching clinic in Calcutta. So homeopaths can go there and they can see the most complex cases before, during, and after. And it's phenomenal how you learn. Now, in India, you actually have to have some diagnostic testing. Now, you can get diagnostic testing like X-rays, blood tests, scans everywhere in India. It's very different to the UK. So a lot of people will just go and get scans and all of the other tests before homeopathic treatment. And then when they see the doctors, they'll show them all of their tests. They'll have their homeopathic prescription, and then they'll come and show the doctors the difference in their tests after homeopathy. So you can really see the difference. Now, I learned with Dr. Banerjee that way. And as I mentioned, I'm still doing my postgrad with him now. But I have a lot of Indian colleagues. And they'd all said to me, because they all have busy clinics, come over, Rachel. Now, I don't need an excuse to come to India. So I was there, loving it. And after a long journey, I landed eventually in Pune. So you fly to Mumbai, and then it's about a 4.5 hour car journey to Pune. And I did some clinics with Dr. Jitendra Lodha. Now, his son trained in the postgrad with me.
Okay.
So his family welcomed me in, and I did clinics with them. We did morning clinics, evening clinics, and it was just constant, like a revolving door. Now, in India, because, obviously the population's very high, there is a constant need for appointments.
Okay.
And in India, homeopathy is the highest form of healthcare. So people will go to a homeopath before they'll see anyone.
Okay.
And they have great respect for the doctors. Now, the doctors are medically trained. They have to go to university to train. So they're great experience in the pathology as well. And it was constant seeing how he would prescribe and diagnose on a quick basis. So I loved that. They had a lot of flus, they have a lot of diabetes. And there was a lot of children perhaps who needed quick prescriptions with fevers.
Mm-hmm.
So I did some clinics there. And then I went to Dr. Taj, who she deals with infertility.
Okay.
So it's a women's only clinic
Yes.
in Pune, and I love that. And you take a case, these cases are taken on a longer system, and the first case is usually about an hour and a half. And as I do in my practice, you take into consideration the etiology of what was happening at the time the woman or the man was trying to conceive,
Mm-hmm.
any medications, and then watching how they prescribe. It was beautiful. I really enjoyed that. And they also gave me a birthday cake, so that was exciting. And I just like seeing how fully immersed in the Indian culture homeopathy is.
Yes, that's amazing, isn't it? And so different to here.
There's no doubting, and there's no pessimism.
Okay.
There's respect, there's understanding, and there's a willingness. And they just are fully on board with the doctor's prescription. And so I really enjoyed that way of treating. And then I was in Goa. My daughter has just trained to be a yoga teacher. So that was a little bit of R&R. And then we flew to Jaipur. Phenomenal city. It's so beautiful. And again, I have a lot of friends in Jaipur. And we went to the homeopathic pharmacy. Now, I do a lot of Instagram and a lot of Facebook. And I'd actually shown on one of my posts the pharmacy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I felt like I was a child in a sweet shop, because you could see every mother tincture, every what you call it, cell salt,
Yes.
every homeopathic remedy that's needed. And it was just beautiful to see the line of people waiting to buy, and such eagerness for homeopathy.
Incredible.
Dr. Farrokh Master, I did a clinic in, I forgot to mention, in Pune with him.
Okay.
I was very lucky. So in the KEM hospital in Pune, Dr. Farrokh Master, he will do some clinics, and he let me attend. And you sit in a room, it's so different to the UK. You sit in a room with the doctors, and the doctors also have a team of junior doctors who take the case first. So when Dr. Farrokh Master is ready for each new patient, the whole case has been taken. We know what the diagnosis is. We know perhaps what makes them better, what makes them worse. And it was just this big room of everyone all mishmashed together, and he would take the case, that remedy, take the case, that remedy, and they'd all be intertwined. There was none of this, you know, sitting there quietly and being on your own. It was just organized chaos, but it worked like a well-oiled machine. So he set up for me to go to Jaipur University to do a talk to all the students.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I felt the same too. I didn't know I was going to take that on when I went on holiday.
No, indeed. So what was that like?
Well, they picked me and my daughter up.
Yeah.
And we went to the university, and they gave me those beautiful welcome with flowers and a blessing and gifts. And then all the head of the university showed us all the way around the university. We saw all the staff, we saw the library, we saw all of the students. We then went into the hospital, where we saw the patient being treated by the homeopath on duty, who was being observed by the students. And that was fascinating. and you can see anything. It can range from cancer, it can range to paralysis, anything.
Yes, yes.
They were treating it there.
It all comes in. And how much time would they be spending with each case when it's a chronic illness such as this?
I think, well, again, they had doctors take the case first. And they showed me actually some of their notes, and the case taking is second to none. Methodical, very well written cases. And then the homeopath on duty, the doctor on duty, would then take the case and all of the students would observe. So these were longer cases because the students are learning from them.
Yes, yes.
And then I did my talk to a couple of hundred students.
Oh my goodness.
And it was basically, I actually talked about H247.
Oh, okay.
I was telling and explained to them how homeopathy is treated throughout the world, in my opinion, in the UK, in America, in Europe. They were very eager to see what the difference was. And so that was really interesting, just approaching them. And then, in fact, Jaipur University has said, you know, they would like for Western homeopaths to perhaps attend a residential facility where they can go and sit in on some of the hospital appointments with homeopathic doctors, and perhaps go into the university as well. So they were eager to promote their university to Western homeopaths throughout the world. So that is something. So if anyone, any homeopath would be interested, you know, please contact me.
Okay.
So that was very interesting. So it's great to learn from Indian homeopaths because it gives you another tool.
Exactly.
It makes you think on your feet a lot more quickly. And also I find that I am educating myself daily, but when I go to India, I'm jumping into a swimming pool of homeopathy where I'm educating myself minute by minute. So it's the best way is to learn on your feet and to be pushed.
Okay.
Yeah, I loved it. So Mary, you'll have to come with me next time.
Yes, yeah. Well, I was thinking when I was seeing the photographs of you in India, how good you are at embracing the whole country and actually getting to know people. And that is so different than actually just getting off a bus and not knowing anybody and being a tourist. You know, you are really involved in the community, and therefore you can see what's really happening and how homeopathy really is being used. So that's an amazing opportunity.
It helps if you have Indian friends. And I have a lot of Indian friends. I'm very blessed with that because the Indian people really are so giving. And they are eager to help. They're eager to give. And so therefore, if you have Indian colleagues, they will just help immerse you in that anyway.
Yeah.
So it's quite easy when you're there to really feel part of the community.
And what do you think that we can learn from the way that homeopathy exists in India and the way that the Indian homeopaths are helping people?
What we can learn is how uncomplicated homeopathy is. I do feel that some homeopaths are slightly overwhelmed by the amount of new remedies that are now coming into play. Now, there's no criticism of that. But especially for new homeopaths, the most important thing, and this is what Dr. Banerjee says to me all the time, and what Dr. Farad Master said to me, is know your main remedies inside and out. Read Kent, read Berica, read Allen. Really get to know just the basics before you try and stray outside of that role. And I think that's really important. Stop overwhelming yourself with, oh, I'll try that way. Oh, no, okay, I'll try that way. Go the established way. And also, I would suggest Western homeopaths can be a bit isolated.
Yes.
Whereas in India, you will have all your colleagues talking to you about a case. So use your colleagues, use supervisors, use your friends, and perhaps you meet up with colleagues on Zoom or on phone call or in person once a week, once every 2 weeks to talk about things. Don't be afraid to share information. Don't be afraid to talk about cases that we need to learn from. And the Indian people want to help. We need to see real deep pathology.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a win-win for everyone. If you just push yourself out of your comfort zone and just say, yeah, I'm going to do it, it will change your life. It really will. And, you know, once you're in India, you know, you immerse yourself not just in the homeopathy, but in the food, second to none. You know, dicing with death on the roads is quite a fun experience.
Yes.
And just their whole nature of being positive. I went to, Lizzie and I, my daughter, we did a 6 o'clock walk around Jaipur. And we went to the fruit and veg and flower market. And then we went at 7:30 to the temple. And I just thought there'd be a few people there, like there is in an English church.
Mm-hmm.
There was about 1,000 people. And they all went into this huge temple. Again, it's on my Instagram. And everyone's chapping and clapping and cheering and all happy. For 5 minutes, it's like a rave. Everyone's dancing around, feeling the energy of God, of one another, of being positive, rich man next to poor man. And then after the 5 minutes, go, right, that's it. And then they go and they start their day.
Okay.
There's temples everywhere. And even the street people, even the street dogs, even the cows that walk around, everyone has a glass half full.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone is positive. Everyone there, even there was no road rage, even though the roads were like this.
Yes.
They just move a rickshaw out of the way and tootle off.
Yeah.
And we have a lot to learn from their culture.
Yes, absolutely.
How they embrace and how they, like namaste. I was taught namaste, which they say to one another, is you are a god, in my opinion. And you could say that to a dog, to a tree, to a human, to any living thing. And they are taught that anything living is equivalent to a god. So namaste is, I embrace you. I'm here to take on everyone's aura and to bless God. So that is why India is special. So namaste, Mary.
It's so lovely. I could just listen to your stories all day. It's just fascinating. But what's it like coming back and getting back into the UK and realizing that homeopathy isn't as popular? It's much more of a lonely business as a homeopath, but also for your patients as well. They must feel that they're making a choice that's against establishment. So maybe they have that feeling of loneliness by choosing homeopathy. We've got so much to learn, haven't we?
I am very much, I have a lot of patients who want to learn, and they're all women. And I think women are at the core of homeopathy.
Yes.
Because invariably, women are at the core of a family.
Yes.
And the mother and the woman, they will invariably treat their family, their friends. I treat my butchers, the bakers, the bin man's got a sore back, you know, anyone. And so with my patients who want to learn, I've created a new business.
Okay.
Because I found that I used to be a teacher. I used to be many jobs in my past life because I was always looking for the role I should be doing, which is homeopathy.
Yes.
But I was a teacher and I love teaching. And I teach my patients. there's no point little Billy having tonsillitis on a Friday night and I'm out, because I can't always be there for them. And also, you want to look after your family yourself. So I thought, okay, I'm going to create a business where I do courses, and alongside the course, they get a little leather wallet with a kit in. So there's back to school, there's days out, there's coughs and colds, there's different courses. And I promote them to watch the course 2-3 times. I do lots of other tips as well. And then when they get their kit, they will then have the strength to not panic and go, oh, I need to give Calpol or Nurofen. I'm going to give Belladonna. I'm going to give Gelsemium, and not be frightened. We have lost our confidence because of the NHS or because of doctors. We've lost our confidence in the past skills that our ancestors learnt. You know, when they used to wrap like an onion around their feet, or they go to bed and sweat it out. We've lost those tools, we've lost those tips. So I'm imploring everyone, read your books, do my courses or your courses, or it doesn't matter whose course. Do a homeopathic course, watch YouTube, read books, get your remedies, own your remedies. So on a Saturday morning, you're not going, oh my gosh, I haven't got the remedy, I'm just going to have to give an antibiotic. Yeah. If you have a well-stocked cupboard, you have a choice.
Exactly. And I often find that the more we learn about homeopathy, the more we realize we need to learn, and we carry on learning. It is very you just get wrapped up in it, don't you? And that means that you can do so much more with it. But the main thing, of course, is having that confidence to prescribe. And just by doing these mini courses and learning and gaining confidence, and as I did a webinar last night, and it came up as we went through somebody's case, well, this happened, and I said, well, no, they needed the pulsatilla, you needed Argentum, because mum panics when your child or somebody in the family is under stress and you need to find a remedy quickly. And how does that affect you? So all of these things, just by talking, just by communicating, by reading and learning and doing these courses, you can be more confident, and you can understand how it's making you feel and where you need that support as well.
Exactly. And if you can say to your best friend or to your sister or to your granny, do it with me.
Yes.
And then they've got a combined effort. Yes. And also, you've got the H247 where you can ask questions. I've got Facebook group where you can ask questions. Utilize the people around you, and don't be frightened, A, to ask questions, and B, to just try doing something new. Because often people will try homeopathy when they've tried everything else. And, I was a mother, I've got 4 daughters, you were a mother. We've all been where you are. And even with our dogs, I treat my dogs all the time. You've got to start somewhere. And just by starting with the one remedy can make you learn a lot. Exactly. And also, we didn't have the internet when I first started learning. I don't know about you. But so you're lucky now, you've got so much knowledge at the tip of your fingers.
I know, and so many courses and so many YouTubes, and I know that you have a brilliant Instagram as well, so we'll put the link to your Instagram so that people can follow you and watch your videos, because you have got some lovely how-to videos.
Oh, that's brilliant. I actually, a lot of people were interested in the bed bug remedy, CMEX, because my daughter went to Paris and she was a bit nervous. There was no bed bugs there, but I try and make it relevant to what's going on in the world, and I hope you like my YouTube videos and my Facebook. I've joined up with some other friends. It's called Mind, Body and Soul.
Oh, perfect.
Because Don't you think homeopathy is a bit like that?
Yeah, I do. And I think that as we're educating people with homeopathy, they're learning so much about their mind, body, and soul.
Yeah. It's not just a remedy for the tonsillitis.
No.
It's about the mind being open, the mind being at peace, the soul being at peace. And we all strive for that. It doesn't happen all the time, but if we are all in it together, that's how homeopathy can grow.
Yeah.
So don't be frightened to say to your next door neighbour, have you tried, bryonia for flu when you've got a headache and you're really thirsty? Because the worst they're going to say is, no, I don't want to do it. But the best they can say is, oh, could I have some?
Yeah,
And
exactly.
then, you'll feel really good.
Of course, we love to help other people, don't we? And wherever we are, whoever we are, we love to help other people. So just by helping, I just call it the homeopathic choice. We're giving people the choice of healthcare.
Sometimes, for whatever reasons, you have to use an allopathic medicine and then go back to homeopathy.
Yeah.
We're not here to judge anyone. I think what we're here is, as you said, to give people a choice, to educate people so that healing is multifaceted, and I really promote that.
Oh, it's fantastic to just talk to you about this, Rachel. We could talk all day about it because you have the same instincts that I do, and about people taking back responsibility for their own health. And to me,
remember, I say to my patients, now I know you might find this difficult, but I say to my patients, it's not up to me to heal you.
Yeah.
I am there to facilitate healing, and I will give you remedies and I will help support you. I am there with you, but you are the one who's got to heal. You are the one who's got to turn your phone off at night and have earlier nights. You are the one who's got to eat well. You are the one who perhaps needs to go for a walk during the day and look at the daylight. You are the one who's got to make these choices. And if you can do that, that is a starting point. But we all have to heal. I have to heal all the time. I have to go outside at the end of a day and go on the ground and do my little prayers, whatever works for you to make you feel better.
Yeah, absolutely. To re-energize, because we can't heal without energy. And often the first thing we need is healing energy.
Exactly.
Oh, Rachel, thank you.
This.
We'll have to do it again sometime. It's good fun, isn't it?
Well, we'll do it when we've been to India. You've been with me, and then we'll come back and talk about it.
All right. Well, I will definitely go with you. You just perfect traveling partner. Gosh, we'd have sore throats by the time we got there. Thank you so much, Rachel. It's lovely talking to you.
My pleasure. Nice to speak to you.
Oh, it was so lovely talking to Rachel. Thank you so much for coming in. I do hope you enjoyed learning a little bit more about homeopathy and what happens in India, and how everybody just views homeopathy in a completely different way. Next week, I will be talking to Gitanjali Joel, and she will be talking about homeopathy and polycystic ovary syndrome. It's really something that homeopathy works so well with, and she's got some lovely stories to talk through with us. So I look forward to seeing you there. See you soon. Bye-bye. I do hope you've enjoyed these episodes, and I do hope you can subscribe to our channels. Now, there are various ways for you to listen to our podcast or watch it on video on YouTube. So whether it's iTunes, Spotify, or YouTube, please do subscribe, and please do leave us a review. If you leave us a review on these platforms, then more people will see our podcast. We just want more people to share the joy of homeopathy. It's a choice that everybody should know about. Please do everything you can to help us help more people.
We hope you enjoyed today's episode and look forward to listening to our next one. Please don't forget to follow our podcast on your chosen channel, and please do leave us a review so we can continue to share homeopathy with as many people as possible. If you do have any questions, please do reach out to us on any of our social platforms mentioned in the show notes. We at Homeopathy 24/7 hope to empower you on your natural health journey.